slide release is ambidextrous on both sides. The safety is ambidextrous on both sides.
The Nintendo Zapper Ruger LCP, my Wolverine LCP2.
This is a variant of the gun that John Wick used in John Wick 1. He used a P30L, so it's a little bit longer.
But you can see the 38 Special along the top, and it looks like it did almost as much damage as the 38 Special, even though the bullet's only about half the size.
Shoot her! Yes! For science.
Oh! Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're out here with Ryan again on the range.
Look, Ma, I made it on camera.
And he's got something super funky to share with us today. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so this is a Bullpup 5.56 rifle. It's called the Tavor X95, made in good old Israel. So basically the goal with any Bullpup is to get the full barrel length that you would get out of a rifle, but to get it in a small, more concealable, close quarters package. So the actual fire control group and everything is behind the trigger.
How about that?
There's a chain or a link that goes back here. That's why the magazine actually goes in back here. When you chamber it, you have to imagine I had a full length like AR where the chamber is normally here. That chamber is here, but I still have the same length of barrel. However, because of, and I gotta remember where the magazine release on this is funky. That's what it is. Yeah, I'll get it later. Anyway, where's it? This one. Can you tell this gun? Oh, that's right. It's so weird. Okay, so magazine release is still by the trigger. Even though the magazine is all the way back here, and you would expect, and other guns have it like here. It's just, it's interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So by that logic, then, this thing should be able to shoot more accurately than any other gun this size because the barrel's longer?
Theoretically. But there is a trade-off. Because the fire control group and everything is back, or the action is back here, and the trigger's up here, that means there's a link going back to release the bolt and fire the shot and all that. That link historically makes the trigger not nearly as good as a full-size rifle.
Would you concur on that? Have you fired this gun before?
Yes.
Okay. Is that an accurate statement, do you think?
This particular gun does not have a bad trigger.
Okay.
Other bullpups, cheaper bullpups, it's a very common complaint. This is sort of the exception that proves the rule, but it is not going to be as crisp as an AR.
Okay.
I would put it more in league with like an AK, but I don't mind it at all. I think it shoots really smooth. Actually, the first time I shot it, I was really surprised because I was expecting lots of concussion, it to be uncomfortable, the kick to be really bad, the trigger to be really heavy, and no, like I was pleasantly surprised.
So I'm guessing the injection port is in the back then, right?
The ejection port? Yeah, it is. So
if the magazine's loaded here, then the bullet would eject.
That's where the bullet ejects from. So
that is really weird.
Your firing pin and all that is back here.
You got to make sure that when you're shouldering this thing, that your arm is out of the way.
Yeah. Well, and they make left-handed ones so that you can have it eject from the other side. I'm not sure. I don't think this one is. Well, I haven't tried, but some of these, you see this plug here, it might be possible.
Yeah,
actually, I think it is. It's reversible.
Yeah.
I haven't tried. I haven't looked at it. I've only taken this gun out once or twice.
Okay.
So this is another one that I inherited after my dad passed away. So, but yeah, there's just, it's really interesting. And then this is your bolt release down here, which is kind of different.
Yeah, your dad really had a thing for very unique firearms.
The charging handle is up here, and it is ambidextrous. You can reverse it to this side. So yeah, it's kind of a wild thing. You can put a quad rail on here if you want. This optic I have on here is an AMG UH1 from Vortex, which is a reflex sight that I don't even know if they make anymore, because I tried to find a second one after shooting this. I was like, that's pretty cool. Haven't been able to find one. I might just be incompetent, though.
Now you said this one is 223 and 5.56?
I think so. At least I put both through it. So,
And I imagine it holds standard
5.56, yeah, so it can run
standard AR magazines.
Yep, these are magazines from my AR. So it can shoot 5.56, 223, full 16-inch barrel. Other interesting thing is this is one of the ways. Again, government, hear me out. First of all, stop taking my money in taxes. Secondly,
you're gonna get the channel canceled, man.
I'm holding a gun. Biden already wants to cancel me. But we're not going to get political. No, the thing that's interesting about this. So when the government makes a ruling and they say this is what's going to keep us safe, we're going to make a specific rifle length. And that is going to be the difference between a pistol and a rifle. So what do they say? Do they say the full length of the gun? They'll say, okay, it has to be a 16-inch barrel. And their hope is the fire control group will stay here, and the 16-inch barrel will come out of here. So what do various techs and innovators and people come along and do? They invent this. When you say that you can't have a bump fire stock, okay, they create a force reset trigger. If you can't have a force reset trigger, okay, binary trigger. They're going to keep on developing things. So that's why I feel like the current discussion about gun control and that kind of thing is unhelpful. Because science, they'll just keep finding other ways.
Uh-huh.
Tell them that the barrel has to be a certain length. Some troll somewhere will figure out a way that I can have what is essentially a pistol-length rifle. This is not an SBR. I do not have to register this with the NFA. Why? Because they defined it as a 16-inch barrel, and this has a 16-inch barrel. It's just most of the barrel's concealed.
Uh-huh.
So...
Now, I know you said you hadn't fired this very many times, but accuracy-wise, is this comparable to the AR?
Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. I've been very, I took this out and I thought, all right, it's a little chunky, it's going to be, and then I shot it, was like, oh. And I had my buddy Isaac, who shoots a lot of ARs, arguably more than I do.
Isaac from church?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And he said, that's really nice. And I was like, yeah, it surprised me how nice it was. So anyway, let's go and run some rounds through it, and I'll show you. So the only thing...
it just looks really funky.
Well, and this is the thing with any bullpup, right? Like, one of the things that people complain about when they talk about bullpups, whether you're talking about, was it the Springfield St. Victor, or the AUG, or one of those other bullpups, they talk about how, oh man, this magazine gets in the way, the ejection keeps on throwing rounds at me, the trigger's crap. I haven't found any of that to be true with the Tavor. The only thing I would say, finding a magazine here does feel a little odd, but then you kind of get used to it, and it doesn't become an issue anymore. And you can get shorter mags, too, if you want fewer rounds.
Wow.
I flinched. This isn't zeroed for up close. This is zeroed for that far.
Yeah, I could tell.
I want to get the little one.
Yeah, you got it. You wrapped it around the...
Yeah, I did.
the pole. Hit it so hard.
Nope. Like, wow. It's super accurate.
That was very impressive.
Yeah.
For the viewers, he's hitting these targets over here, way across the river. Yeah, hit it again. Like it's nothing. I mean, that's probably, what, a 5-inch target?
I think it might be smaller than that.
And that's about 40 yards away.
It's super easy, and the recoil's not bad. It's just easy squeezy.
Wow. Very, very impressive.
I flinched. Just like that.
Yeah, that's probably the most accurate gun that you've ever fired since we came out here. I mean, I know you hadn't, when we fired the AR, you hadn't zeroed it for that distance, so that probably played a factor.
It did. When I switched to, so I now have a 50 Beowulf AR, and switching that to iron sights, I was drilling that target. But I would say this is on par with an AR. The positives, much smaller package. You can actually bring it in tighter to your shoulder. The downs and ergonomics are great. The downside, I would say, is probably weight, because the same amount of weight is in a smaller package. So this is a little bit more front heavy, but I mean, if I had it on a sling, I would be perfectly comfortable taking this into combat. So, you want to give it a run?
Yeah. For the record, it's also pretty noisy, but I think that's kind of...
That's all Bullpups.
I'm assuming that... Are you firing 5.56?
Yeah.
Oh, that would probably be why, too.
5.56, under a shelter, in an enclosed space, with a Bullpup. So charging handles on the left.
It is heavy.
Yeah.
This is considerably heavier than the AR. Like,
well,
a bit.
Depending on the AR. That's actually lighter than Justin's AR.
Yeah. I do like the distribution of weight, though.
Yeah.
It's not all in the front. It's kind of like...
You're balanced.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So even though it's heavy, it doesn't feel like it's front heavy.
And when you shoot it, it won't feel front heavy either.
And did your dad add this?
The rail?
Yeah.
Or the handle?
Not the rail. The
it comes with that.
Oh, okay.
Pull like you mean it.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay.
You're chambered.
Yeah, just the way it feels. I like it a lot.
It feels kind of Starship Troopers-y.
Well, yeah, kind of Starship Troopers, kind of Tomorrow War.
Yeah.
Any other movie that used like an itty-bitty little... I mean, this is kind of like my jam when it comes to airsoft.
Yeah.
I like the ones that don't have a barrel that sticks all the way out there for CQB, because you can get around the corner really nice with it.
And that's what this is for, middle range engagement.
But it's clearly got the range that a longer rifle would have, which is also really cool.
I don't know if they use this as a DMR, but they probably could.
Oh, weird. The target thingy...
The reticle's different.
It feels sci-fi.
It's
almost like you're looking... you're in an X-Wing fighter.
A little bit.
Got the little zero thingy on it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Let me see if I can hit one over there.
Yep.
Did I get it?
Yeah, you did. Got the little one. See, kids, that's what happens when you slow down and aim. We could all learn a lesson from Wes.
Well, it saves ammo, too. But, I mean...
But I'm having fun.
In a firefight, you want to fire a little bit faster than what I'm doing, so there's that, too.
I'm having fun. That's my whole thing. I'm just having fun.
This is a cool gun.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
There you go.
See if I can hit that little one again.
Little high. Little high. Left. That time you winged it.
Yeah, it's
that or you hit it with the dirt. Not sure which. Left. High left. Go back to the big one, get your confidence up. See, you're a good marksman. Now go back to the little one.
Yeah, the little one's like at an angle.
It's at a weird angle.
It's making it even harder to hit.
Yeah. There you got it.
I got it. I got that one, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually was zooming in and I caught that.
Oh, nice.
Now it's on its side, which makes it hard. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, this thing is... Oh, geez, now it's like turned completely sideways.
Yeah, it's like trying to shoot the narrow side of a playing card, ain't it?
Yeah, I ain't gonna hit that. I'll go back to these ones over here. like this gun a lot.
It's a good time.
Okay, so...
Are you empty?
Huh?
Are you empty?
I don't think so, but I've had enough of shooting it. I don't want to waste all your ammo.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Have some fun. Make some noise. 5.56 is like the one thing I have a lot of right now.
Okay, now I'm empty.
Is that bird still up there? So that's a brave bird. Okay, no, he took off.
Okay, so...
One landed on the shooting stand, and I was like, oh.
Positives of this gun. I don't think there are any negatives.
I'd say everything.
Yeah. This thing, the sight, whatever you got on here...
Yeah, reflex
really
sight.
Cool. I don't think we can actually like get that on camera, the little package you got in there. Does it show it
Yeah,
or no?
it does.
Okay. That thing is super awesome.
Yeah.
And when you're locking in on your target, it almost feels like you're playing a video game.
A little bit.
It's super cool.
Yeah. That's that's Vortex's version of the EOTech, for those who are curious.
I wish the trigger was a little bit lighter. You got to give it a pretty darn good squeeze.
It's that link.
Yeah.
It's the link going back to the...
But it's not awful.
No.
I would call the trigger on this thing very average.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it works. I feel like this has a little bit less kick than your AR does.
It does.
Even though it's noisy and you can feel it like...
Compacted
working
mass.
your shoulder.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel... I don't know. For a guy that doesn't shoot rifles very often, this one it seems way less intimidating than your other AR was.
And the funny thing is, I've learned this recently about ARs. I'm not sure why it is. Some ARs are way louder than others. It has something to do with the materials they use or the flash hider on the front or whatever it is, because Isaac will shoot his AR, I'll shoot my AR, Justin will shoot his AR, and then Bob will shoot his AR, and his AR is way more intimidating and uncomfortable than ours.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the receiver he has on it or what, but that sucker is... I mean, it even makes me cringe a little bit when it goes off, especially when he puts it in binary trigger mode.
Yeah,
Good grief.
I think this one's pretty loud, but as far as like the functionality and actually shooting it, it's way less intimidating.
Yeah. And you don't get a huge concussion in your face, which is funny because the barrel's closer. I don't know why that is.
I don't know. I don't normally like shooting rifles, any kind of rifles.
Right.
And when we fired your AR the other day, the 22 was fine for me.
Putting the 223 in is like, it's a lot.
I was just kind of like, it's not really my thing. This one, even though I don't like rifles, I feel like if I spent a little time with this, it could totally be my jam.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Price.
I'm sorry.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
My dad bought this one. I did not. I think it was at least $1,500.
Whoa. Well, I mean, I know
think.
some people pay that for ARs.
Well, there's some people that pay $5,000 for an AR.
Yeah.
We call those people rich. But no, I
could
want to say
one of these someplace or something like that, I would totally sell my other AR and get this thing.
between $1,000 and $2,000, something like that.
And I would imagine that the
Plus the optic did not come with it.
Yeah, how much was the optic?
That's the thing. I haven't been able to find that same optic. Because I've looked for it, but I haven't been able to find it. I don't know if it's been discontinued or what. It's a Vortex. They do the Venom sights and stuff like that. That is, I've tried to find it. Maybe it's out there. Maybe one of your viewers knows where to buy one. But I've looked on a couple different places.
What's
I haven't
the name
found
of it?
That is, so you can see the serial number. It is the, it's made by Vortex, and the serial number is AMG UH1.
All right, viewers, if you can find one, put a link to it in the comments.
Yeah, that'd be great. AMG UH1, and yeah, it's a neat little sight, and EOTechs are expensive, but they're expensive for a reason. This is not. This is probably half the price, would be my guess.
It does get hot, though. This front section here.
That's every
pretty
AR.
warm.
That's every AR. Yeah.
Next question. The funky trigger that you have in your other AR, would this one be able... Could you put that in this gun?
No.
Okay.
Can't put a binary in it. No. The Franklin makes their triggers specifically for platforms. Right now they have one for AR, they have one for AK, AKV, Ruger, their 1022, and their Charger. And this year I think they're coming out with one for Glock.
But not the Bullpup, because it's a completely different setup on the inside.
Correct.
Right?
The guts are completely different.
I figured you'd say, yeah.
I don't know that it... With where the technology is right now, I don't know that it's possible to do that. You can make it fully automatic, but we call that a felony. But yeah. So anyway,
If there was one downside to this gun, I would say it would be the trigger. The trigger on this gun is very, very average.
I would say it's the price tag.
Everything else gets a 10. Well, yeah, there's also the
price tag is a downside. I would say that as far as bullpups go, that is a gold standard trigger. As far as rifles go, yeah, it's middling. But from what I've heard from other people, and I've taken a few bullpups in the shops and stuff, and I've sat there and gone, who would want an AUG? This thing is so awful the trigger's so bad. But to each their own. Some people just want their Call of Duty gun. So.
Well, I mean, in spite of the weight, I think this thing's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I would carry this all day over a regular AR.
Yeah.
I love the hell out of it. Pardon my French. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. This gun is super duper cool. What's the name of it again?
That is a Tavor X95.
Tavor X95.
Straight out of Israel.
Yeah. Super duper awesome gun. Thanks for watching and have a great day.
Doo-doo.